Red Wings Live is presented by Spartan Stores. For locations, visit turntospartan.com. And welcome to our very first Red Wings Live post-game show of this brand new season. Trevor Thompson alongside Darren Elliott and Chris Osgood at your service tonight. The Wings and the Bruins tangling at the Joe. The Wings get the season started on the right foot with a 2-1 win over the team that eliminated them from the playoffs last year. Guys, your thoughts on this one tonight? Darren, start with you.
Well, I'm going to use the word that you wanted to get, team. I like their composure. I like the way they played up the ice. And in the third period, Jimmy Howard had to make a couple quality saves. Everybody contributed to this win.
Yeah, to me, it was a 2-1 score, but the Red Wings, how poised they looked was very impressive tonight. Their younger players making the right plays at the right time all night long. No turnovers. I think Smith made it looked very, very good tonight, as well as the rest of the young defensemen. But just the poise and the mental toughness that they showed this early in the season is it bodes well moving forward.
And guys, Gus Nyquist led the team in game-winning goals last year, picked up right where he left off by starting this season out with the first game winner of the season. And our first post-game interview, he's alongside our Justin White back at the Joe. Justin?
All right, Trevor, thanks a lot. Gustav Nyquist picks up right where he left off, a game-winning goal as the Wings win on opening night. That was a fun game tonight with a very good team. How does it feel to see your team play the way it did?
Feels great. I think we skated real well today and took care of the puck, and I thought we played a real good game. You know, we knew they played last night, so they've been traveling a little bit, so it was nice to come out strong tonight. You
guys had a couple of chances on the power play early, weren't able to cash in, but then you were able to score the power play goal. Take me through that play.
Yeah, C makes a great play to keep the puck in the zone there, and gets it to Mule, who chips it down to Helmer, and he makes a real nice pass. So that was an easy one to put in.
It wasn't just the power play that was impressive tonight. The penalty kill also did its job. What was it like to see those guys do what they did?
I think it's been great, and I think all preseason long they've been real good, and I mean that means so much. You know, Howie was great, and you know, the PK guys, they were blocking shots everywhere. So that was great to see, and hopefully it stays that way.
This was your first opening night, the first time you've started the season with the Red Wings. You got to go through the entire experience, the player introductions, the packed house. What was it like for you out there?
It was a great experience. It's always fun to start a new season, and with these great fans, it was real loud today, and you know, we had a great time out there. So it's nice to play a good team like Boston as well, and it was nice to get the win.
Gus, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the goal and the win.
Thank you very much.
The Red Wings start the season with a win over the Bruins, 2-1 the final here at the Joe. Trevor, back to you inside the studio.
All right, Justin, and tonight's selection for our Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, as presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger for only $2, was Gus Nyquist. Mickey Redmond had the foresight to choose the young sniper. He had one goal in 12 minutes and 46 seconds of ice time tonight, his first goal of the season. It's a game winner. Nice way to start the year, Mr. Nyquist. So he had one of the Red Wings' 2 goals this evening, and Darren, obviously, it came on the power play, but just the offense for the Wings. What do you see for that based on what you saw tonight?
Well, I like what they did in that second period. In the first period, they put pucks at the net. In the second period, it seemed like they got much more quality chances, better looks at the net, and that was what led. You fall behind 1-0, you don't want to do that in your home opener. Stick-to-itiveness, get the puck in the middle of the ice, lots of traffic around the net, able to find the back of it. I like the way they put pucks and pressure at the paint in the second period.
Yeah, I think the key word that we used earlier was poise, and they had that all night long.
Yeah.
You know, the power play didn't look as good as they would have liked early in the first period. That could have been nerves or just a little rusty, but after that, they did a very good job of making plays. Header Zetterberg with the great play on the boards, and then great play by Helm to find Nyquist for that.
And that was poise personified right there, that play by Helm over to Nyquist.
And then that goal comes on the power play. Nyquist's goal did come on the power play. And late in the game, Boston had a power play, negated its power play. That play was Zdeno Chara moving Jimmy Howard's stick out of the way. Let's talk about that play, Ozzy, and the impact it might have had.
I don't really believe that Chara did that on purpose. It's probably just a reaction. A stick in his feet, he wanted to get out of his way, and probably realizing after that wasn't the right thing I should have done. There he goes right to the penalty box, realizing what he had done afterwards. But big Chara in front causing a whole bunch of havoc for Jimmy Howard. a nice break for Detroit, who was under siege at the time, and Howard making some huge saves late in that third period to preserve this 2-1 victory.
Chara didn't argue, but you're right. He has size 14 feet, so he has to get that goal stick a little bit out of the way. So he just pushed it out of the way so it wasn't in his feet. I don't think he did it on purpose either.
Just a reaction, and didn't feel too good about it after with that look on his face.
They talk about Jimmy Howard now. You say he was scrambling under siege there, kept the puck out of the net. What were your overall thoughts, Ozzy, on what you saw from him in Game 1?
I thought he showed the poise and mental toughness that the entire team showed that entire game. First shot, 1 goal for Boston, and after that, wow, he looked solid. He corrected himself after that first goal, and here he's out the next time. Glove save there, and he made numerous glove saves today, but probably the most impressive save for me all night long was on the power play. The blocker save late, but showed the toughness out there tonight, making the late saves to preserve the 2-1 victory, and that's what you want to see out from your goalie early in the season.
Well, you coined the phrase, to me at least, I'd never heard the term puck luck. Sometimes you get that when you play well. He had a couple good breaks, but I really liked his result. It's a tough game when you're not getting a lot of shots on goal. Great glove save there. So I liked his adjustments, and I like this. This is the one you're talking about. Yeah, real good push to the right. Excellent. When it mattered most, he was at his best.
That's a phenomenal glove save there as well. But those 2 saves there on the penalty killer, huge to the Red Wings. If that makes it 2-2 suddenly, the Boston Bruins, who are used to winning a lot of games, feel like they have a chance again, and how he preserves the victory late in that third period for the Wings.
Now, both of you guys say you like what you saw from Jimmy Howard. You've also got to like the fact, I know Mike Babcock will like the fact that Johan Franzen was the first start tonight. He'll want to see that many other nights throughout this season, won't he, Darren?
Yeah, he was really a force and a factor, moving his feet. Ozzy talked about picking them up, putting them down, and he was making things happen in the offense. If they're big body, but it doesn't matter if you're stagnant and standing still. The Mule, first period, getting to the front of the net, and that was just really a precursor of things to come. And this is what I like as well. Playing tough, playing big with the puck down low.
And Darren, you're absolutely right, but while he's shielding, the puck still moving his feet to get that puck around the other side of the net, giving the Red Wings another opportunity. But constantly moving, going to the net, I guess the biggest thing I've seen from him so far this year, and yeah, it's early, but exhibition in this game is moving his feet, making things happen, and he's a big man when he's moving that body quick and in the right direction. He's a tough guy to stop, but he's going to continue this, like you said earlier. He's fit, but he looks like he's hungry this year. He looks like he really wants it. He's been challenged. They wanted to score 30 or up for 30, 40 goals, and they've given him an opportunity on the power play. It looks like he's ready to rise to the challenge.
And he had 2 assists tonight in Game 1, so he's certainly off to a good start as far as that production goes for the Red Wings this season. All right, Darren, Chris, and I are just getting started on this edition of Red Wings Live. When we come back, we'll have a look at the highlights of tonight's game. Johan Franzen had a big impact on it. You'll find out how if you stick around and watch the video. It's coming your way next. Red Wings Live is brought to you by Miller Lite. Back in its original look, it's Miller time. Well, Patrice Bergeron scored on Boston's first shot of the night. From there on, Jimmy Howard stopped all 16 shots that he faced and led his team to a win on opening night at the Joe. Let's take you back there now for Jimmy's post-game thoughts.
And we played hard.
Can you just talk about the special teams you guys got tonight? Great penalty killing, but nice to see the power play come through as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, eventually that unit was going to come through for us. You know, they're working hard. You know, throughout the preseason, they had a lot of great looks, and just nothing went in. So it's, you know, great to see something going for them.
Jimmy, what about when the Bruins came at you late? It looked like you saw the puck very well.
Yeah, I mean, my D guys did a tremendous job tonight in front of me. They deserve a lot of credit.
What happened there with that one shot?
He broke my equipment. I've no surprise there. He's got the hardest shot in the league.
What about the end, the last 3 minutes there? Probably got a little bit hectic there until the end.
Yeah, we like to keep it interesting, keep everyone on the edge of their seat, so hopefully they come back.
The way you expect you're going to have to play, you know, high energy type games.
Yeah, I think this is our recipe for success. You know, it's good for most nights for us. It's going to take a lot of hard work in a full 60 minutes, and you know, it's going to be a lot of hard-fought games and a lot of games that mean something for us this year. So it's you know, it's going to be a fun year.
Jimmy, Gus Nyquist had a knack for coming up with timely goals for you guys last season. What was it like to see him do it again tonight, get the game winner?
No surprise. I mean, he's a great player. He's you know, he's a hard worker. He works hard in practice. He stays after, you know, and works on his game. So, you know, it's no surprise. And, you know, he's got that knack for the net, that nose. You know, he's always in the right place at the right time, it seems.
You wanted right here to see a shot there early in the first period, the way it was going?
Yeah, and then, surprise, surprise, the first one goes in. I was like, sweet, way to start your night off. All good.
So there are Jimmy Howard's post-game thoughts tonight. And Ozzy, you say Jimmy Howard a different goaltender after that first shot of the night went in on him.
Yeah, for sure. Being a goaltender in the National Hockey League is all about adjustments. And Jimmy Howard early in the season showed his mental toughness by making adjustments early in that game. The first goal here, yes, it's a turnover, but Jimmy Howard not following the puck was a bit deep here. The turnover comes right here. Now Howie should be out. The blue, he's not. Takes a step back, boom, hits his glove and goes in. If he's out a little bit farther, he makes that save. And then in the next play, Darren, he does the exact opposite.
Look where he is, and now there's white ice between his skates and the top of the crease. He's reading the play. It's a rush chance. He had more time to read the play. The other one caught a little bit deep, wasn't square to the puck, made the adjustment, and made the saves the rest of the way.
I guarantee the minute that went in, he corrected himself. He looked down and he saw the blue ice in front of him. He said, Jimmy, get yourself out. And the rest of the game, he most certainly did. 16
saves on 17 shots for Jimmy Howard in a winning Game 1 over the Bruins tonight. We've got a whole lot more coming inside the studio as this edition of Red Wings Live rolls on. When we come back, you'll have a look at the highlights. We'll hear from Mike Babcock and players back inside the room at the Joe. It's all coming your way as we roll on opening night. Tonight's highlights are brought to you by Xfinity from Comcast. The Red Wings are introduced before their home opener as they begin their quest for the postseason for what would be a 24th straight season. And they have the first good chance of the game. This stretch pass for Johan Franzen. A little too far, but it comes off the end boards to Franzen, who is stoned by Tuukka Rask. But just 8 minutes left in the first. That is Patrice Bergeron collecting the turnover from Jonathan Ericsson. First B shot of the night is a goal. They're up 1-0. To the second now, the Red Wings looking to even it up. Danny DeKeyser will take the slapper from the blue line, and it somehow finds the back of the net. And upon further review, we see that Justin Abdelkader will get a piece of this before it finds the back of the net. His first of the year, and we are all knotted at one. But not for long. The Wings on the power play. Henrik Zetterberg calms the puck down. The Wings look like they have a goal. The hands are in the air, but no. Again, upon further review, we find the puck did not cross the line, so we're still knotted at one apiece. But this is when Franzen finds Helm, who finds Gustav Nyquist, his first of the year on the power play. 2-1 Red Wings at that point in the game. To the third, the Wings are looking to hold on to that narrow lead when Jimmy Howard makes a fine glove save on Brad Marchand. And then late in the third, the Bruins are buzzing with just over 30 seconds to go. Riley Smith with a shot. Howard again with the glove. Big-time save, big-time win for the Wings in their home opener. They take it 2-1 over the team that eliminated them from the playoffs last season. Here are the particulars. Patrice Bergeron gets his first of the year, started the scoring tonight. Back came the Wings with one by Abdelkader and one by Nyquist, their first. Johan Franzen, 2 assists on the night. Jimmy Howard, 16 saves. It all adds up to a 2-1 Red Wing win and a 1-0 start to the 2014-2015 season for them. When we come back on this edition of Red Wings Live, it's back inside the Red Wings dressing room we go. Mike Babcock is on tap. You'll hear his thoughts on tonight's opening night win if you stick around here on Fox Sports Detroit. Mike Babcock came into this season saying he loved the look and depth of his team. And after one game, we kind of see why. Let's get you back to the Joe now for the head coach's post-game thoughts as his season is now officially on and popping.
Mike, got to feel good to get the win on opening night. How would you assess your team's play tonight?
Well, I thought we played real hard. I think much like last year when we had won opening night and then went into Boston, I didn't think they had as much juice as they might normally have. I thought our team worked real hard. You know, obviously, you put Pavel in our lineup or Krejci in their lineup, both teams suddenly get way more skilled. But I thought our team worked real hard. You know, Howie didn't have much work early, but made some good saves late. Our penalty killing was good. We killed too many penalties. Got a power play goal. Our power play wasn't great early, but managed to score a goal, so good night for us.
What adjustments did you make on your power play?
Well, we didn't really. I mean, our breakout, what we talked about is our breakout was so bad early, we couldn't get in the zone. We had no deception, so we talked about deception. And to go back to our power play goal, Croner did a real good job of bringing up one side, looking at everybody off, and then going to Zetterberg, and he had an easy access. We weren't getting any control. And when you think about their power play, besides their 4-on-3, they didn't have a ton of control. That's what good penalty kill teams do, is you end up chasing around the whole time. They keep you on the wall, and so we were finally able to make a play.
When they go on the power play with 2:34 to go, what goes through your mind when?
Well, you know, I'm pretty confident in the penalty kill, so I just thought, let's kill it off. So we came out for the third, and like a young group, I didn't think we were as assertive as we should have been. And so, you know, having the penalty kill, to be honest with you, you could be real aggressive. The part that made me nervous was when Glennie lost the stick and then broke his stick. I didn't think that was great.
How pleased were you to hold them to 17 shots?
Well, they played last night, so in a month from now or 2 months from now, it doesn't matter. But right now, it does matter. When you start and you play back-to-back, she's wear and tear on you for sure.
Jimmy played so well. Do you see the puck very well in your eyes?
Well, I thought you know, how he sits there for 25 minutes, doesn't get any shots, and the first one goes over his shoulder. And you're saying to yourself, well, this isn't very good. But I thought, you know, he had good focus. Howie's been good. He's been dialed in. He obviously worked real hard in the off season, and you get rewarded for that work. So that's good for him.
You talked a lot about pace in this game. Did you see what you wanted to see?
Well, that's what we have to be. When you look at our group, it was showing the guys have printed off last year's lineup. And last year's lineup had 6 different forwards on opening day. And so we're a way quicker team than that team was on opening day. Now, we have to continue to move the puck better and get better structurally so we can be way faster than we were tonight. But, you know, I like lots of things about us.
What do you think of Valentin's game?
I thought he was outstanding. I thought that was a real good game from Mule. I didn't think, you know, they're veterans, him and Z, obviously, and so their exhibition, you know, it didn't go for them as good. I thought they both really competed hard for us tonight, and they're playing against world-class players. Bergeron's as good as there is in the league, and so that was a good battle there.
So you've heard from the head coach. Stick around because we're going back to the Joe to hear from the guys who called tonight's action. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond, they're on deck as Red Wings Live rolls on after you watch this. Great to hear the call of a season opener once again with Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond on the mic. We turn it over to them once again for their post-game thoughts on Game 1, as they called it back at the Joe. Guys?
Well, we can talk about analytics and how you can break down the game and use the numbers, and it can make our heads spin. One thing, though, we witness easily and very frankly can point out that when the forwards support the D, it's a team game. Things seem to go your way.
They really did that really well, I thought, Ken, especially after the first period. They did it a little bit in the first. I thought this team, they looked nervous. They weren't handling the puck very well. They got their skating legs going in the second period, the Red Wings did, and really forced, they had the Boston Bruins pinched down for about 15 minutes. But it was plays like this that, look at Zetterberg coming back, breaks up a 3-on-2, screws the whole play up for the Bruins going the other way. Here's support. Nestrasil, the defenseman, pinches. He goes back. The forward's always there to support the D. Here is the pinch by Smith. There is Darren Helm right there to take the next Boston player. It makes the game very, very easy. Eriksson in the third period may have saved at least a scoring chance, maybe a goal. I thought the Red Wings were really good from the second and third period, especially. They really outmanned the Bruins on most of their loose pucks. They got those, and a lot of young players had really good games, not the least of which was Brendan Smith.
Well, the Red Wings had all the shots early, and then Boston gets one. And on their first shot, Bergeron scores, and you think, uh-oh, Jimmy Howard needs to have a bounce-back season, and the first one he misses goes in. You think this, but boy, did he ever recover.
He did. You remember I said in the second period he had a shot that went off his glove and it trickled into the goalpost. I said, maybe that's a good sign that things have turned around. He had a really good game from there on. The Bruins got it going, I thought, in the third period. Really started to push it at about the 10-minute mark. They had a couple of goalposts, yes, but Howard made a couple of really good trapper saves. One right there. He made a couple on Marchand. This one right here, holy smoke. He's going for where Bergeron went on his goal. That's using your head to make the play. Got interfered with Paille, a penalty called there. And then Big Chara with that 110-mile-an-hour slap shot off the blocker. And again, he picks her out of midair. So a good job by Jimmy Howard. He admitted he didn't have a Jimmy Howard kind of year last year. He needs to be more consistent, more often, and as a #1 goaltender, and that gives the Red Wings a chance every night.
So the toughest month of the season is underway for the Red Wings, and it gets started in the best way possible.
With a sweet bow tie on Mick. Danny DeKeyser, your third star tonight. He's first up in the dressing room when we come back on this edition of Red Wings Live. Stick around, everybody. Opening night coverage continues after this. Red Wings scored 2 goals in the second, with the second coming from Gustav Nyquist, which turned out to be the game-winning goal. And that was enough for Jimmy Howard. He wasn't tested often with just 16 saves, but was big when he had to be, as the Wings start the season off on a winning note with a big win over a division rival, beating Boston 2-1 in Game 1 of the 2014-15 season. Back inside the studio alongside Darren Elliott and Chris Osgood. I'm Trevor Thompson. Glad that you're with us for this post-game edition of Red Wings Live. And guys, the Red Wings got some strong play from a couple of young defensemen who are going to have to play big all season long. Brendan Smith and certainly Danny DeKeyser. Your thoughts starting with Brendan tonight, Ozzy?
I like Brendan's game a lot. This is a progression of Brendan Smith last year. You would say he made some mistakes, probably more than a lot of people would like, including his head coach. But this guy's loads and loads of skill. He uses the proper way. You're jumping into the play, making that quick pass. But he can skate well, he shoots, he sees the ice ball. This is a great play by him to jump in, and a quick shot. It does get blocked, but it's a good thought process by Brendan Smith. If he continues to make the right decision, you can see him having a big year this year.
And what about Danny DeKeyser? Your thoughts on him? Guy's got a freshly minted contract. Obviously has a big upside. Your thoughts on Game 1 for him?
I really liked him. I like those two together. I think Mick said throughout the game that those two guys might be the key to the back end this season. And I think it's Danny DeKeyser because he has the offensive upside. Before his injury last year, he really showed it. Defensively, we know that he's very capable. He and Smitty together, I think, are going to be outstanding. But getting the puck to the middle of the ice, underrated. His ability to do that led to the goal. He does a real good job of it throughout this hockey game. And defensively, he is so, here's where we, west middle of the ice, leads to the goal, but defensively is where he shines, and I think that really helps him paired with Brendan Smith.
He's quietly solid defensively, underrated defensively, but you can see his offense, he's flourishing. The more confident he gets, the more ice time he plays, and the more games he plays, I think his offense is going to pick up.
And I think their games complement each other very, very well.
And after the game, Danny DeKeyser spoke with our Justin White back at the Joe, listening on that interview.
Opening night, very good opponent in the house, and you guys come away with a hard-fought win. How does it feel?
Yeah, I think that's a big win for us to start the year. I thought we played hard, we competed hard, and we were winning a lot of battles out there, and we were first to puck, so it was a good game for us.
You guys come out and really took it to them early, and yet on their first shot, they're able to take the lead. How were you guys able to kind of turn the tables on them after that? Because it seemed like the energy was on your side from that point moving forward.
Yeah, I thought, after that point, we just kind of got our legs going a little bit and really started pushing forward and getting pucks behind their D and playing in the offensive zone. And when we're doing that, we're grinding them down and wearing them down. So I think that's when we're at our best.
Yeah, but you got the goal on the shot that you made there to tie the game up. Were you just trying to send it into traffic and hoping something good would happen there?
Yeah, I mean, once I got the puck, I looked up and I saw I had a lane. So I just wound up and I put it on net, and I knew there were guys in front, screening the goalie, creating traffic. So, went off Abby and in, and it was a big goal for us.
What can you say about the job the special teams did tonight? You get a power play goal and also the penalty kill, especially that late kill to kind of ice the game.
Yeah, I thought our special teams was pretty good tonight. I think we can still be a little bit better in some aspects, and we got some things to work on, but, to start the year, that's pretty good.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Danny DeKeyser and the Wings getting off on the good foot tonight. When we come back, we'll hear from Gary Bettman, of all people. The commissioner speaks on opening night for the Wings. You'll hear what he has to say next as Red Wings Live rolls on. Stick around. We're coming right back at you. Gary Bettman became the commissioner of the NHL way back in February of 1993. Since he's taken over, there have been 3 work stoppages, but the league has grown to 30 teams. The top man in the NHL recently sat down with Fox Sports 1 Julie Stewart-Binks to talk about the state of the game.
everything we do starts with the game. I don't think the game has ever been more exciting, more entertaining, more lead changes, starting with opening night, the 6 outdoor games, the Olympic break. It was a very good combination of factors that showed off this great game in so many ways.
How difficult is it to keep that momentum in viewership when there's been 3 lockouts in 20 years?
One of the reasons that we have the competitive balance we have and the game is as healthy as it is because we have a system that works. And unfortunately, we had to go through very difficult times to get the right system.
Well, where do you see hockey's place amongst other major American sports?
Obviously, we're one of the 4 majors. We've been growing very consistently and fairly dramatically over the last few years. California is a very good example. The rivalries among the Kings, the Ducks, the Sharks, it's going to be fantastic. And we have another outdoor game in California this season coming up.
What's the next step then in growing the league?
It's just more. We are working with the Players Association on the possibility of being in a position to announce a World Cup. We think it's something that would be extraordinarily received throughout the world. We're not going to expand just to be symmetrical. And at some point in time, we may decide as a league that we're going to add some teams in places that have demonstrated interest.
Recently, Roger Goodell has had to deal with domestic violence. As a commissioner yourself, what did you take away from this whole situation?
From our standpoint, I'm extraordinarily proud of the way our players conduct themselves. We try to provide the appropriate education, counseling outlets, and when appropriate, punishment. Our record is going to have to stand on its own.
What would you say has been the highlight of your 21 years plus on the job?
The highlight for me is when I get the honor of giving the Stanley Cup every year. The game's more popular than it's ever been. There are more ways to connect to the game than ever before. That to me says we're connecting with our fans, and that is the most important thing we can be doing.
Justin Albuquerque scored the Red Wings' first goal of the season. He will talk about that and a big win for his team when Red Wings Live rolls on. Stick around. A lot more. The Wings will tangle with one of the best teams in the West Saturday night, right here on Fox Sports Detroit, when the Anaheim Ducks come calling. Red Wings Live gets the night started at 6:30. Puck drop comes at 7. With a preview here once again are Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond.
So the Anaheim Ducks, always a great matchup when they meet the Red Wings. Ryan Kessler was always a thorn in the Red Wings side when he was with Vancouver. Didn't want to be with Vancouver anymore, even with John Tortorella gone. So the Canucks moved him. And he's now an Anaheim Duck, and they've got some big bodies, don't they?
They do. There's a lot of teams that wanted Ryan Kessler when everybody felt that the deal was going to be made by the Vancouver Canucks. They've overhauled the whole Canuck team. And sure enough, Anaheim's end up with Kessler. He's a great two-way hockey player. He can score goals. He's a great centerman on the face-offs, and he's also a great penalty killer as well. So he's a quality guy from the area, Livonia, right here in the Detroit area. And look at those numbers for him. Selkie winner, really good hockey player, good character guy, and we'll be happy to see him on Saturday night.
Yes, and Anaheim starts the year with a loss, so they'll be coming here looking to get into the win column on Saturday.
All right, Ken and Mick, thank you very much. Well, one young Red Wing made his NHL debut tonight. Andre Nestrasil played in his very first game. Let's take you inside the Red Wings locker room now and hear what he had to say about the experience.
First NHL game, and you guys get the win on opening night. What was the experience like?
It was really nice, especially home opener, and see how the fans appreciate all the players here, and especially the captains and the coaches. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I think the fans must have been really surprised when they heard 49, because I'm guessing they had no idea who I am. But from my point of view, it was really cool.
How were you feeling as the game was about to start with the fans going crazy like that? What was going through your mind?
I was saying I've been here for a month and a half now, and so I feel pretty good. And I played 5 exhibition games, and I think it would be a little different if I would get called up from AHL, and come here and drive here and be nervous all day. But I'm in the pace, I'm here every day and practicing, so I felt pretty good. I wasn't nervous at all.
Have you checked your phone yet today, or?
Oh, I was on my phone last 3 days because people kept asking me, what's going on, are you playing? I kept answering, I have no idea myself. And I found out this morning, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of messages right now. I'm planning on just turning it off and go to bed and get a good sleep and show up tomorrow. Maybe I'll take some back tomorrow, we'll see.
People are going to want tickets now, you realize, right?
Oh, I hope not. I got to do it my Facebook now. No, but my father was here, so he's definitely getting tickets all the time. But we get just super each game, so other than that, no chance.
What was it like to see the team play the way it did tonight? The specialty teams were good, especially against an opponent like Boston.
I think it was a good start for us. I think we're skating really well. We're on top of them the whole night. I feel like I think we could be a little heavier on the puck, and I think it was great that we scored a power play goal because that was exactly what we're planning on to do. You know, outnumber in front of their net, and the goal Gus scored. We're 3 against 1 in front of their net, so that was perfect. I think we struggled a little bit with the breakouts, but we have another day tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna practice and figure it out.
So we're all in agreement that that young guy looks a lot like a young Thomas Holmstrom. And this team has a lot of young players on it. They're going to move forward with game 2. What do you need to see from them as the Ducks come to town, Darren?
Because of those young players, you're looking for consistency in effort and execution and results. That'll be the test come Saturday.
Yeah, you have a Ducks team that's a big team as well, just like Boston. A lot of talent, probably a better power play than Boston will bring because of the Krejci was out. It's going to be another tough game, but young players got to continue to do it on night in and night out basis and prove they're consistent NHL players.
And what kind of difference can Kessler make for that team?
It's a big body. I mean, that's a real good follow-up. You got, you know, Ryan Kessler, tough.
They're going to lean on teams all year. And yep. Happy they're in the West.
We'll have an up-close and personal look at them Saturday night here on Fox Sports Detroit when the Ducks come to town. That'll do it for our season opening coverage of the Wings. Don't forget, the Wings and the Ducks Saturday night from the Joe. Your final score tonight, Wings drop the Bruins 2-1 the final. We leave you now with the best of tonight's action. It's our final take. Thanks for watching, everybody.